Morales. They might just call me childish if I got to catch them all or volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, I can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action, BB, B8, action, so yeah, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, I can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action, bang, 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 action figures. Welcome to the Terradrome. I used to call Castle Grace go home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Red Shenny, and I'm glad to be back with you guys. It's been a couple weeks. I think the last video I did with you guys, we were talking about the update number 4 or 5. I think it was 5 for update number 5. Yeah, it was for us. HasLab's Unicron that will be shipping this month. So stay tuned, stay right here. I will be doing an unboxing and a review of that as soon as it gets to my doorstep. I will be bringing it to you guys. So long wait on that one, but it's coming real soon. But as of right now, I wanted to go into, you saw the title of the video, I'm going to be reviewing and talking about the long-awaited Super7 Supersize Franklin. Yes, my buddy Franklin. I've been waiting for Franklin forever. I'm a big fan of Franklin. This is also Super7's just released t-shirt celebrating my buddy Franklin, sitting down having a very intelligent and deep conversation with his good buddy Charlie Brown, which he was the first Peanuts character that Franklin met way back in 1968. If you guys are not familiar with the story, Charles Schulz was written to by a teacher shortly after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the teacher wrote to him because at the time the Peanuts comic strip was very big, very influential. Comic strips were big back in the day, even up until when I was a kid. Comic strips were a big deal. And this teacher felt like, what could she do to make a difference in what was going on with race relations in American society? So she wrote Charles Schulz and she suggested integrating the Peanuts comic strip. Initially, Charles Schulz was a little bit hesitant because he didn't want to seem like he was patronizing to his black friends and the people in the community. But after careful thought and consideration, he was brave enough to do so. So Peanuts is technically one of the first comic strips to ever integrate and actually include a black character along with the other white characters, because just like the rest of society, so much of American society was segregated back then, right down to its comic strips. So kudos to Charles Schulz and kudos to my buddy Franklin. But the thing that I'm excited about reviewing this Franklin is the fact that Franklin is a character that is he's very calm, collected, very intelligent, cool, just as cool as Joe Cool Snoopy. And a lot of the Peanuts characters have a lot of neuroses. As you may know, Charlie Brown is very unsure of himself, deals with what looks like a lot of the depression, but he's still determined. But man, he's wishy-washy, not really sure of himself, but he doesn't give up. That's what makes him such a personable character. Lucy is clearly a bully, and at times poses as a psychiatrist, which is weird. Linus, if you ask me, is high-functioning Asperger's. That fascination with the blanket, I get it. Kids and security, things like that. But in my experience, he would seem a little high-functioning Asperger's. Schroeder is clearly high-functioning autistic. I love Schroeder, though. He's a music guy like myself, but he's clearly a high-functioning autism. Peppermint Patty is probably dealing with some identity issues, and she's probably trying to play it off by acting like she has a crush on Charlie Brown. So Marcy clearly needs better glasses. And Frida, with her naturally curly hair, Frida's narcissistic. But Franklin, good old Franklin, he's solid, 10 toes down, and he comes into the Peanuts gang, and he's a little put off by the other kids' issues. But he's still cool and accepts them for who they are. And he's very deep, has deep conversations with Linus and Charlie Brown, as you can see right here on the shirt. So we're going to get ready to unbox the big guy. This box is heavy, by the way. We're going to get ready to unbox the big guy. So stay right there. Keep watching. Stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. Gonna go ahead and unbox them now. Initially, I actually went down to San Diego, Super7 San Diego, and got a chance to hang out again with my good buddy TJ and Gene, and they held on to one of these for me. The cool thing about the boxes was bubble wrapped all around it, so the outside box, shipping box. I'm not sure if it was shipped like this, but the box that it's in was actually bubble wrapped. So as you saw in the last video, I was able to go down there and go pick them up. Let's go ahead and get them out of this box. I love when collectibles are well protected. There it is. Got the plastic around it. Let's get rid of this box. Alright. So let's get the plastic off of him. Again, well protected. Alright, here's some plastic. And there you have the box for Franklin. Got the comic strip right there on the side. Got one on the back too. Got one on this side. Look at that. Orange. Beautiful box too. Let's get a closer look. Okay, so here now we are getting a closer look at the Franklin box. As you can see, the print on the box, wherever you have the black lining, is kind of a embossed, kind of almost foily, but not like foily. But it stands out from the matte orange on the box. There you go. Franklin in big letters right there. Doing a very thoughtful, cool walk. Got one of his interactions with one of his buddies, Peppermint Patty. I can relate to that story right there. Talking about getting old. Again, this one is all the outline on it. Again, it goes with the, and the box is kind of shiny too. It's not that matte, but the print just stands out on it. Really nice box. And here is the historical first comic strip between himself and Charlie Brown. What's even more socially impactful about this comic strip and this meeting is that they met at the beach, which back then, if you guys really understand the significance of how significant that was the fact that a lot of beaches, any swimming situation was very segregated back in before the 60s and even the 70s. In much of the United States. So that is Franklin. He's done the kind gesture of fighting Charlie Brown's beach ball at the beach. Instantly became friends. Then there's some script about what I was just telling you. You could pause that if you want to read, get more information. For ages 14 and up. And I can understand that because, again, Super7 does a lot of adult collectibles. And this is quite the collectible, right? There's another comic strip with him and his buddy Peppermint Patty. Peppermint Patty's usually cheating off of his test and homework assignments. So... All right. Let's go ahead and get Franklin out of the box now. Okay, so as promised, as advertised, now delivered. Let's go ahead and get Franklin out of the box. I mean, I gotta say, I love the way Super7 packages their collectibles. You saw the Snake Mountain unboxing. If you haven't seen that, Go back a couple months, check out my videos from October, and I'm unboxing what they did with Snake Mountain, and they do a great job protecting their figures and their collectibles. And the same is true for our good friend Franklin right here. As you can see, he has got the plastic holder on the inside and a really sturdy box again on the outside, and then a box on the outside of that. So here it is right here. Just get him out of the plastic. Just let Franklin breathe. Silica gel packs. And look at that figure right there. That is Franklin. Yes, Franklin is wearing a high quality corduroys and his orange sweater. Okay. Put that back in there. Now, Franklin measures Franklin right here. It's a good, man, this thing is pretty heavy too. Good quality plastic, I believe it's vinyl. Again, actual real corduroy. We're gonna get a closer look at him too. Let's see, he's measures. Wow, Franklin is actually about 17 inches tall. Just about 17 inches tall. So, yeah, Franklin's right there. 17 inches. See, it's nice. That's got that. If you're a collector, if you're a toy lover, you love that smell of new plastic. Franklin smells good like me. What can I say? All right, let's take a closer look at the clothing. Again, real soft goods. He's actually wearing real clothing. Got the shoes on. Super7 stamp. We're gonna get a closer look at this real quick, okay? Okay, so Franklin, here we go. Franklin with the gel in his hair. I believe that's blue velvet, as we like to put blue velvet in our hair. See, he's got the, you can see, a great likeness to his animated and comic drawn counterpart. It's got real soft goods. That's real corduroy right there. Real corduroy. Real corduroy on him. When was the last time you saw him real corduroy like that? You could start a fire if you walk too fast. It's got the gray shoes on, orange socks. Look at the way Franklin is coordinated. That's another thing I need you to understand. It's a character after my own heart. The coordination. I don't know if you noticed that from a lot of my videos. I tend to coordinate. Okay. Also, it's got the Super7 stamp on the bottom of the shoes right there. 2021 Peanuts made in China. And there's some articulation. You can move his arm up, down. There's a little bit of articulation in the legs. So you actually can pose Franklin a little bit, like he's leaning forward right there. But you don't want to lean him forward too much because Franklin has a lot on his mind. It's got a heavy noggin, heavy dome like all the Peanuts characters. It's got a big smile to brighten up the room, brighten up your day. And his head actually has some articulation too. But I'm trying to do this with one hand. But he does turn from side to side. So, no, not as much articulation as you're going to get from our characters over at Mafex. But, nonetheless, Franklin, look at that sweater right there. Especially for the winter months that we're in right now. Got a nice sweater on. There he is. Closer look at Franklin. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that has been our unboxing and review of the Super7 Peanut Supersize Franklin vinyl figure. Again, special shout out to Super7 San Diego for making sure your boy was able to get down there, get the figure he was looking for, get the accompanying clothing. That's another thing I love about Super7 too, is that they put out merchandise and then they also have the clothing to go right along with it. It's kind of like the plan that Nike and all the other clothing brands come up with. So I actually really do appreciate that. And I know a lot of people do tend to kind of complain, not a lot of people, but some people tend to complain about the price points for a lot of Super7's collectibles. Again, like I said on the Snake Mountain video, they are a smaller company than Hasbro. They're a smaller company than Mattel and the bigger corporations. So they're dealing with a lot less volume. Again, they only have 2 brick and mortar stores, and then a lot of the times you're doing pre-order on a lot of their figures or whatnot. I'm fortunate that I'm actually within the hour's drive of a Super7 San Diego. If you're in the Bay Area, you go to Super7 San Francisco. So those are the 2 locations. They're only in California that you could actually go to the stores, and you could kind of bypass the pre-order way that they do things. Or you could purchase a lot of their items at Big Bad Toy Store, I believe Entertainment Earth, other online retailers or whatnot. They have also pre-ordered their inventory from Super7, just like the individual consumers would have to. But again, I'm very impressed with them. They're very personable. Their customer service is always on point. I've had some disappointing experiences with other corporations' customer service. No matter how much money you're spending with them, you're not whoever you think you are, because they've got so many other people doing business with them, and they're doing volume on such a high level that they don't necessarily take the time to deal with customers. Even if the customers are doing it the right way, contacting them well in advance, sending multiple emails, a lot of times you're not going to hear from them, particularly during this time period with the pandemic going on, COVID-19. A lot of corporations aren't manning the customer service phone lines and emails as much. Usually you're trying to do a text conversation on their website. And then you're lucky if you actually get in touch with anybody. But again, I love Super7. Kudos to them for putting this figure out. The previous figures have been the Camp Charlie Brown that came out. And it's weird because that went right over my head. I really didn't get a chance to see that. I went into the store. You saw the video from around my birthday where I actually went down there and I got a chance to actually see the from Lil Folks, what Peanuts was previously called before they got nationally syndicated and kind of took off. Charles Schultz used to call it Lil, L-I-L Folks. And that's what the characters used to look like back then. So they put out the Supersize Snoopy one. They had a Comic-Con exclusive one that came with a few extra items, like the Charlie Brown face mask, to pay homage to one of the older comics from when it was Lil Folks. And then the next figure that came out with was Camp Charlie Brown, which is more of the Peanuts iteration. He looks more of what we know of Charlie Brown nowadays. And then they followed it up with our buddy Franklin right here. So once again, thank you very much, Super7, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, because I'm a big Franklin fan and I'm glad that he's actually here. This is somebody I used to draw a lot when I was a kid. I drew a lot of Peanuts characters, Garfield, things that were big back in the 80s or whatnot, but I used to draw Franklin a lot and then create my own character that resembled me, because I wanted to see myself in a lot of these stories that I'm such a big fan of. And Franklin was part of that, and a groundbreaking character at that. So again, Franklin, if you're looking for this figure right now, you can actually find it on the Super7 website. Also, if you are in the California area, Northern California, San Francisco, Southern California, San Diego, you could actually visit the store. They actually have some on hand there too. And you may find some on a few of the online retailers. Don't quote me on it, because again, I went directly to the source, so it was a little bit easier for me. So thank you for hanging out with us at Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Please stay tuned. Again, the next video I'll probably be doing is one where we'll be unboxing the big boy, the one we all been waiting for, the one you guys know I've been trying to put you on to for more than 18 months ago, way back in 2019, in July 2019. We'll be getting Unicron. It'll be showing up right here to my doorstep, and you guys, I'll be taking you on that trip from unboxing them to giving you a review. So stay tuned for that. As always, it's been Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I've been your host, Reg Henney. And as I always say, be good to yourself, be good to others, show empathy, open your toys, play with them. You deserve it. Peace.